You hear that, whānau? It's not ASMR. It's multi-engineering right there. That sound to a vegan would be like fingernails down a chalkboard. But to us normal folk, it probably sounds quite therapeutic. Anyway, let me show you how we got there, whānau. First things first, you're going to want to salt up that skin. Now this is crucial, whānau. Don't be skimpy on it too. This is what's going to draw out all that moisture and give you that crispy, bubbly skin. Now, I should have added, you probably want to poke some holes in the skin before you salt it, whānau, just to make it easy on yourself, but I've done it in reverse here. Now your uncle ahead of me is probably thinking, fuck, that's a lot of salt, Neff. You're going to flare up my gout again. And tell him not to worry. It's all going to form into a crust and I'm going to remove it later. Now with your pork looking something like this, you're going to want to set it in the fridge for about at least half an hour to an hour. You can actually prep this step ahead of time and leave it in the fridge overnight. And that'll actually draw more moisture out and give you a crispier skin, whānau. But if you're on a time crunch, half an hour to an hour minimum. Now with that set to the side, that's going to give you some time to prep your roast vegetables. Now you can add whatever vegetables you want, whānau. It's actually a good chance to clear out the vegetable drawer. I've got potatoes, carrots, asparagus and broccoli, and obviously they're all going to cook at different times, so you want to be strategic about how you place them in the roasting dish. Now a quick little tip when you're prepping asparagus, whānau, you want to give a little bend at the base of the stalk. Wherever it snaps off, that's going to be taking away the woody part and leave you with the tender part of the asparagus. Now like I was saying before, whānau, you want to strategize where you put your vegetables because they're not all going to cook at the same time. So I've got my base vegetables down. And now I'm just going to chuck my asparagus, which is going to be underneath the pork. Then I'm going to place my broccoli on top of the asparagus, like so. Then you're going to chuck your pork on top. And then you want to prepare your stock, whānau. And I'm using beef stock here, just a cube. But you can use whatever you want. Now with some of that stock, you're going to put it in the base of the pan. And that's going to help with the vegetables steaming along and also keep some moisture in that meat. Now after about 45 minutes to an hour, whānau, you're going to have a hard crust of that salt. And that's going to make it easy to remove. Now with your shiver or shank, you're going to want to poke some more holes in this, whānau, and that's just going to allow for that fat to render out more easier. And you want to pat it down after that with a paper towel, and then you're going to want to brush it with some vinegar. Now I don't know the exact science behind the vinegar, whānau, but I just know that it works to get that bubbly, crispy skin. Maybe someone in the comments can explain. But anyway, you want to crank that heat up to 225, whānau. You're going to chuck it back in the oven for about another 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Just until your skin's nice and crispy and bubbly. But at the same time, basting it as well, whānau, when it starts to dry up in the oven. And make sure you're keeping an eye on it too. You don't want to fucking burn it. Now check it out. When the skin separates from the meat like that, you know you're on, whānau. Now check it out, whānau.